Hello everyone, my name is Javin and this is my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to do a serious video. Get down my serious goggles, put these on, MLG Gamer. Alright, I've been noticing after opening dozens and dozens of English packs here recently, since I just got back into collecting, some quality issues with the English cards that have actually been rather frustrating, I would say, because you open up a pack of brand new cards and they have, the corners are probably the biggest issue, but some of the edges on these cards, pack fresh, are not good. And what's made even worse is when opening up Japanese cards recently and comparing them to the English cards, the Japanese cards are like 100% of the time perfect. The corners are rounded, the edges feel great, every card lines up perfectly. But when I look at my collection of English cards that I've opened up here, these are just regular cards. We'll go through some of them. But a lot of the edges, corners, sides, there's some serious quality issues I have with some of these cards. Here's a prime example of what I'm talking about. This is an English card I pulled maybe 2 weeks ago out of the Burning Shadow set a week maybe ago. This is a Matang. This is pack fresh, brand new card, and you can see all the poor cut marks in the top right, top left, and bottom right, and even bottom left. So all four corners on this card were not cut correctly. Looks like it's been banged up, but this is how it came straight out of the pack. So that's really disappointing. You can see the differences in the cuts, the sizes of the cuts. You can even tell from the front, this cut looks different from this cut on the left. So that's something that's really disappointing. And compare that to this card, which came out relatively well on the left. So that's the difference between those two. And you can see this card just looks like it was really poorly cut. Even on this one, though, that's cut better. You can still see the corners are slightly different from one another, and it's kind of a sharp cut at the it's not like a rounded corner like the old cards used to be. So, and I mean, there's card after card. So here's another one. You can see Nick up in the top right, and another card you can see edge wear looks like just a soft cut at the top. Doesn't look very good. And that's how it came straight out of the pack. So, I mean, there's, you know, probably 1 out of every 5 cards at least has some sort of serious flaw that I've pulled. And it's really disappointing, especially when you compare it to the Japanese cards, which I'll go over, which are essentially flawless. So here's some Japanese cards I pulled a few months ago, actually. But you can see that the cuts on these are all perfect. There is not a single card in here where it's like that card was cut really poorly. The cards line up really great. All the cuts are equal. The corners are perfect. So when you compare this to the English, that's when it's really disappointing, because you look at the English cards and they're nowhere near the same quality on the cardboard, just straight out of the pack, as these Japanese cards. These cards feel so nice, and they're all so perfect. The English cards just don't feel the same quality. A serious problem I wanted to bring up about having cards with poor cuts like this is, actually, I was thinking about it, and if you were to put this card in your deck and mix it in with some other cards, if this card were to come up at the top of your deck if you were playing the game, you could distinguish this card just by its back, just by this cut in the corner, and know that you have the Matang card coming up next. And if you had multiple cards and you had your deck memorized like this, you could essentially know which cards you were going to pull next when drawing, putting you at a pretty big advantage if you really know your cards in your own deck, if they have different flaws like that. So having the cards poorly cut, I think, could really mess with the way that people play the games if they memorize you know, you think, oh, this card has a little nick, and I know that that is my Sharpedo, or that this card has this all four corners messed up, and this one's like this exactly, and then you know it's your Metang. That could put you at a huge advantage setting up different plays and such. So I think that could really mess with the competitive side of things. So it's really disappointing to see the quality like that. I got a bunch of packs over here. I'm just going to be opening this pack up. So sealed pack. Going to take a look at the cards inside. We'll do a normal pack opening, but then I want to kind of examine the cards out of the pack and see if we can find any flaws just out of this brand new pack. Alright. So I'll just run through it real quick so you can see the fronts of the cards. Oh, looks pretty good. I see something shining in the back, so I think we got something good in this pack. Tangela, Ralts, Reverse Tangela, and Necrozma GX. That is awesome. Awesome pull. So let's just start with Necrozma. I noticed on most of the rare cards or ultra rare cards, it looks like they're pretty good. The backs looks alright, but even over here you can notice just a slight bit of I don't know, edge cuts on the side, a little white showing through, and usually it comes out when you look at the back. So let's pick up these cards and we'll just kind of like go through them real quick. Yeah, you can see down at the bottoms here, there's some marks, and it doesn't help that the Pokemon cards are a dark blue. It really shows. So this one looks pretty good. This one you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, some marking out, trying to get it to focus, some markings. So yeah, same thing, bottom, just checking the corners. Almost all the cards have a little bit of issues. No cards that were awful out of this pack, but you can examine almost any card closely and find little flaws, and that's what really is frustrating. Thanks so much everyone for watching. Here's the Necrozma I got. I'll let you take a close look at this. Just wanted to bring attention the quality concerns that I've had looking at the English cards, and it just really shows when you compare them to the Japanese cards, and they're so high quality. And I love the English cards. Just love collecting them. I just wish that they could step up their quality game a little bit and be more like the Japanese. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please have a great day, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.